Prathamesh. First of all, I would like to congratulate you and as well as your family. So, how you are doing now?
The schedule has been quite busy since the results are out. I've been attending these functions, felicitation ceremonies, congratulatory functions. People are visiting, and in my district, I'm probably the first or second guy to have cracked this exam. So it is a big deal here. And that is new to this
Okay.
famous.
Ratnagiri is a very famous place, although.
Yes, yes, it is a thing.
Yes, yes. So, what you would like to suggest, that how the strategy should be in order to clear this exam, because everyone knows this is one of the toughest exams, and many people they are afraid as well that UPSC is very tough and all that. So, what would you like to suggest them?
I would suggest one thing that most important, the step that one should start with is to know the syllabus, to know what the exam needs you to prepare, because that is the only thing that UPSC has told us about this exam. That okay, these are the areas from which the questions will come. So once this step is taken, we will have to go through the previous year questions, and this strategy will apply for all the stages of exam. I do not have to repeat what the stages of exam are, but for all the stages, this process should be followed. First, learn the syllabus by heart, learn it very religiously. Second step will be to understand the previous year questions. Where are the questions coming from, and what is the demand of that question basically. Once that is done, third is to make a detailed book list, and this can be done by taking reference of the strategies of the toppers of different toppers that is available on YouTube, learning from your coaching institutions, taking help of your teachers. Once the book list is prepared, the fourth step would be to procure those books. Once those books are in your shelf, make a detailed schedule, whatever schedule you have to follow according to your own abilities. For example, my schedule would be to take one subject up for 5 days, finish it up. That gave me a sense of accomplishment. Then I would go for another subject, finish it up, go for third subject, and go on doing it. Then second revision, third revision, fourth revision. So the fifth step would be to follow the schedule, stick to the schedule. Like we are warriors in this exam, because earlier there used to be wars and battles. Like for example,
Right, right, right.
my ideal is Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj or Bajirao Peshwa. So those were warriors, and they all they knew was how to fight a war and win, get a victory in it. And that's why they were professionals. So we have to be a professional warrior. We have to get our arms and ammunition right. And once that is done, we have to stick to the schedule. For example, if we have to go into the prelims, then we have to stick to the schedule made for the prelims. Once that is done, we have to take care of the execution on the exam day, because we may study all throughout the year, study in details, learn everything, and if we fail to execute on the last day, all those efforts will be vanished. So this should not happen in anybody's case, not even in the case of my enemy, because that is one of the worst things that can happen. So on the day of the exam, the execution should be accurate, should be very precise. For prelims, whatever strategy you have followed so far, which is page 2, 100, 120 marks in your mock test, follow the same strategy and execute it properly on the exam. Once that is done, I would say the next step would be to take care of the, like yourself by taking a small break after every stage of exam. Once that break is done, make the schedule again and follow the same process for the next stage.
Okay. So as I can see that your optional was political science and IR. So what was the strategy which you followed? Means how did you come across this subject that you need to choose this subject? Because since you are an engineer, so what all things attracted towards this subject, and how did you prepare for this optional? Means and how you manage to manage your time between the prelims as well as the mains examination.
Okay, so this question is basically a set of three questions. I will answer it one by
Right.
one. First question is, why did I choose PSIR as optional despite having a background in mechanical engineering? The
Right.
answer is divided into three parts. First is the familiarity with the subject, because the topics are enlisted in the syllabus of PSIR are mostly well known to almost every layman in the country. For example, elections, or we talk about Aristotle and Plato. These are the philosophers that we have known,
Right.
to some extent. Second thing was availability of good coaching. For example, for PSIR, PSIR is very popular optional for that matter.
Right. Right. Right.
Coaching is easily available. I come from a remote area, from an area where two buses visit, one in the morning and one in the evening. So,
Oh, okay.
so to read for a subject from here, I need a good coaching institute, because otherwise, studying on self, etc., will be very difficult. So that was my thought. Third thing was availability of material. Because this optional has been followed for since a long time, the availability of material is not an issue. Some optionals are not very popular, or not chosen frequently by the students, and that is why the availability of material is also less. But this is not the case with PSR. So these were the three reasons why I chose PSR. Second question was about uh, what was my strategy, or how I did PSR study. Same thing I did was for the GS. I took the PSR syllabus. I learned the syllabus by heart. Second thing, I got my notes. I had done coaching already, so I am assuming that after the question should be answered after coaching. So I had done my coaching, so I got my resources ready. I took my value-added material. Because PSR optional, as I told you, is very popular, so you have to be one step ahead of the students
Right.
of your competition. Otherwise, you will be slaughtered, because this
Right.
is a ruthless competition. So you have to be one step ahead, and that comes with value addition. So your
True.
basic notes, whatever you have taken, read them by heart, recite them totally, and then go for value addition. And newspaper plays an important role in this. Learn your scholars by heart, learn their quotes by heart, and then go for the exam. Third part of the question: how to manage time between prelims and mains. After prelims, I wrote 12 tests for PSR. I followed an institute's test series. This was because my PSIR was completed 8 months before prelims. That was my strategy, because I failed in 2019. So once I failed in 2019, I utilized that time after my failure. That force that I had, the fire that was burning inside me to take revenge with UPSC. I took that, I took that opportunity to prepare for 4 months for pol science. And that's why after prelims, it was not a big hurdle for me. So I started writing test series.
Okay. So that was a nice answer. So next thing which I would like to ask you, that how the VNK and the Civils Guru help you in your preparation.
I made Civils Guru after my mains exam actually. So for interview preparation, and there was a little guidance how to answer the questions, and the panel was very friendly. The problem was that I just a month before the interview I had lost my father.
Oh,
I was
sorry to
deeply
hear
in
that.
trauma. I was, thank you. I was deeply in trauma, and I cannot just express this in word, but it was a very precarious situation. At that juncture, I got to know about Civils Guru, and we also had a friendly talk discussing about the Malayalam movies with Sir. So that elevated my mood and lifted my mood, and I could face the interviews in more confident manner. And I would like to mention that I scored 193 marks in personality test, which is considered a score above
Very
average.
good score. Right, right, right.
So it also includes a contribution from Civils Guru.
Okay. So would you like to recommend the Civils Guru to the other people as well?
Yes, sure. Why not? See, if the basic thing is that you follow a coaching which is reputed, Sales Guru is reputed, but you have to stick to it. You
Right,
have
true,
to. You don't need to depend on a coaching completely, because after all, they do not go and write exam for you. No coaching goes and write exams
true.
for you. But what we have to do is that take a maximum advantage of any coaching institution that we are following. Learn the standard books, learn the basic sources, learn the subjects from the teachers that are available. That is very important, because obviously they are experienced than us, and if we are new in this field. For example, I am an engineer and I am new to this field. Then I should learn from my gurus, from my teachers, from the coaching, and then take up the mantle of self study.
So, and the last question which I would like to ask you is that during your interview preparation, of course, you have taken the mocks from other institutes as well. So, what was the difference between the content which we provided to you, and what was the difference between the other ones? That how
Uh,
these two were different.
Honestly speaking, it is about personal guidance, because when it comes to interview, there is no one strategy that fits all. So it needs to be tailored for everybody's, like everybody's measurement. And Civil Guru gives you a tailored guidance. That is what I felt is the difference between Civil Guru and
Right, right, right. Okay, so thank you so much, Prathamesh. It was nice talking to you. I wish you all the best. And again, once again, heartiest congratulations to you and your family. Have a
thank you.
nice evening.
Thank
Bye
you so much.
bye.
All the best to you. Bye.
Thank you.